Hey, what's good, everybody? Welcome back to the YouTube channel. So today we're taking a deep dive into one of Canon's most exciting new L series lenses, the RF 35 F1.4 L VCM lens. This isn't a refresh at all. This is an entirely brand new lens built from the ground up for both photographers and videographers. So the big question is this though. Is this the new go-to 35mm for hybrid creators? Let's break it down. Now, the RF 35 1.4 sits in a very sweet spot though. Really on a full frame camera, it gives you slightly wide enough angle to tell a story, but also keeps it super natural and very flattering. Now, this is no surprise to anyone, but this focal length has been used for decades, mostly in photojournalism, street photography, wedding photography, environmental portrait as well. And now Canon has designed this lens to shine as much for video as it does for stills. So let's talk optics. The RF 35 F1.4 L VCM features 14 elements in 11 groups, 11 blade aperture, a very, very fast f1.4 to f16 aperture range as well. Right away, you're getting excellent center sharpness at f1.4, beautiful subject separation, smooth rounded bokeh thanks to those 11 aperture blades. This lens has that classic L series rendering, contrasty, clean, and professional, without actually feeling overly clinical as well. It's sharp where it needs to be, but still has that character, I would say. Now, objectively, this lens isn't perfect at all. It's a very strong lens, yes, but there are some downsides to it as well. And, you know, it might be worth noting before you consider actually purchasing it. Although, I mean, as you can see, it is on my camera. I did purchase it. So the downsides really didn't necessarily affect me, but it might be completely different for you guys, right? So here are some the downsides that I noted. Now, obviously, one of the biggest drawback on this lens itself is not necessarily a physical thing or optic thing, but it is absolutely the price itself. This thing is not cheap at all. It definitely sits at a premium price point. So in Canada, this lens is at $2,100 before tax. So if you own a 35 already, so let's say you own a 35 1.8, that thing honestly is an exceptional lens. I have it. I still bought this one because I shoot in different environments as well. We'll get to that later on. But the price is definitely something that probably will make you hesitate before upgrading to the L series one. You know, it still has the L series rendering, which is superb, but my gosh, man, this is not giving it all. I mean, again, it's a flagship grade lens, right? But it also means it's definitely a little bit harder on your budget. So optically speaking, this lens, honestly, you'll be very satisfied with it. The only thing that I notice is at wide open, so at f1.4, there is some vignetting in the corners. So you'll see some dark areas. Again, it's not terrible and it's easily fixable in post, but it's definitely worth noting, you know, if you choose to shoot wide open with this thing. Now, obviously, if you're upgrading from the 35 1.8, the size and the weight might be a drawback for you. On a personal level, I have the 35 1.8. Upgrading to this one, for me personally, has not affected me at all. I like the form factor of the VCM series actually, and but you know, you definitely do need to consider the fact that, you know, you're going from an extremely, I mean, short, small, very light 35 1.8 to 35 that is, you know, significantly larger and heavier than the 1.8 version. So, you know, you should definitely consider the fact that, you know, if you're traveling and you're looking to travel light, if you do some street photography and you want to be discreet a little bit, this lens could definitely feel a little bit heavier and obviously a little less discreet. But on a personal level, like I mentioned, the size and the weight really does not bother me at all. Now, truthfully, 35 millimeter has never necessarily been a focal length that I was attracted to at all. It's never been something that I shot in the past. I'm more of, you know, the 50, the 85, the 135 type of prime, until I was actually forced to borrow a 35 from a friend of mine because the location in which I was shooting at was extremely small. So the venue itself, I was told, was going to be larger than what it actually was. So I packed, you know, my 50 millimeter, and when I came to the location, I noticed the 50 was way too tight for that location. So thankfully, a friend of mine actually was right there, and I was able to borrow his 35. And honestly, when I shot that thing, I was very impressed with the image quality, with the rendering, with the storytelling as well. Right? It was, you know, for me, I'm very used to, you know, blurring the background a little bit, you know, having tight shots on subjects, right? But shooting a 35 really opened my eyes. Now, for photography specifically, the 35 millimeter focal length is one of the most versatile you can own. You can actually shoot environmental portrait, capture candid moments at weddings, and also document street scenes without necessarily feeling too tight as well. Because it is wide, but not too wide, you're still able to tell a story without distortion on faces. Also, if you're a wedding shooter, this lens absolutely nails getting ready moments, dance floor shots, storytelling images with context as well. It's the kind of lens that you can leave on your camera pretty much all day. Now, as stated in the beginning, I mean, the VCM lineup really is a perfect hybrid lens, whether it's the 20, 24, 35, 50, or the 85. It is very well designed for photography, but I think it definitely shines a lot on the video side of things. Really, Canon introduced two major features here that are really big deals for filmmakers and hybrid shooters. First, we have a dedicated iris ring right over here. So this actually allows to smoothly adjust your aperture while filming. Perfect for run and gun shooting, exposure transitions, controlled cinematic adjustments as well. This alone makes this lens feels far more video-centric than the previous RF primes. Second, and I think this one is a big one, is we get Canon's new VCM, so voice coil motor. This is a linear focus motor that's very, very silent, extremely smooth as well, and really perfect for video autofocus. Now, at first when you pick up this lens, you may think that something is wrong with it because you actually, I don't know if you're gonna hear this, you actually hear the floating elements in the lens itself. But don't worry at all, it's completely normal, and as soon as you power on the camera itself, that thing is gone. So again, it's completely normal, so don't freak out at all. Now, Canon actually pairs the VCM with the Nano USM motor on a floating focus unit. The results: incredibly fast autofocus, accurate subject tracking, and smooth focus transition for video. Now, this combo is honestly one of the best autofocus system Canon has ever put into a lens. And here's something video shooters will really appreciate. focus breathing is barely noticeable. When you rack focus, the field of view stays almost exactly the same, which is huge for narrative work, interviews, cinematic focus pulls as well. Canon clearly designed this lens with modern video workflows in mind. So another thing that I was impressed with when I purchased this lens is really its build quality and the handling of it on my camera itself. And again, as you can expect from an L series lens, this is weather sealed. It's very solid. It feels professional as well, and it perfectly balances with the R6 Mark III or any camera that you have at this point. One thing I forgot to mention earlier is that as a photographer, the iris ring is actually relevant right here. So long as you have newer models, you're able to change the aperture directly from the lens itself. If you have an older model camera, the iris ring only works on the lens for video. But if you have, I believe it's the R5 Mark II, the R6 Mark III, and whatever camera comes up, the iris ring will work for photography. Now, as always, the big question is, who is this lens for? Again, very subjective, but in my opinion, this lens is perfect if you're a hybrid photo video shooter, portrait shooter who enjoys the art of storytelling, a wedding videographer or a photographer, content creator or YouTuber, street or documentary photographer as well. If you want a lens that does almost everything, yeah, this is it. So in conclusion, the Canon RF 35mm F1.4 L VCM lens isn't just another fast prime. It's actually, to me personally, it's a statement lens for sure. Canon really listened to its user and really built something perfect for hybrid shooters. It delivers beautiful image quality, top tier autofocus as well, very minimal focus breathing, and really has dedicated video features on the lens that people will really enjoy. Now, in my humble opinion, if you're building a serious RF mount kit and you want a lens that basically works equally well for videography and photography, this lens right here absolutely deserves a spot in your camera bag. If you enjoyed this review, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more content related to photography, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. In the meantime, keep shooting, all right? Peace.